everybody. It is Shauna Michelle Poe here from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and we have the incredible Dr. Brett Brimhall here with us from Arizona. Dr. Brett, it's hard to put into words. Those of you that know him, you'll know what I mean when I say it. He's an earthly angel. He's a healer. He's the greatest friend. He cares and he's present. He's in tune. And he knows the body so well. He knows the body so well. He knows science so well. He knows the physical side, but he's also very in tune with the emotional side. And he's just here to serve. If there is a definition of Dr. Brett Brimhall, a servant leader would definitely be within that definition, as well as father, husband, and just a light bringer to the world. So let's give Dr. Brett a round of applause first, you guys, for him showing up and coming just to serve and to love on all of us. He is a doctor that I want this to be really clear today, that number one, thank you to all the doctors and healers out there. Thank you for showing up and giving of your heart and constantly researching and being present to your patients and those around you. Dr. Brett is somebody where people literally will move to be treated by him. He's growing up in the world of knowing the body in all aspects. And he has traveled the world, teaching and educating other practitioners on all the methods that he does, but also he's helped create and formulate products that he's also brought to the world. And for him to be here with LifeVantage is a big deal. He has served on the scientific advisory board and has just been a blessing in so many avenues. And that is another huge deal in the people that this company attracts. It's not hype. It's not just another thing. It is legit science we bring products to the world that the world needs. Not just something to go out and sell, something just to have out there, just to, do something very, very meaningful. And so Dr. Brett goes all in and fine tunes and creates and just knows the nose, right? Yes, everybody that knows him, we know this. So we're going to bring him on today, and I hope you all got your pens and your paper handy, not only to take notes of the things that he's going to share and the people that will be sharing with us. Let's give them massive gratitude for their time and energy for being here to serve. But I also really want you to please think of people that need what we're talking about today. Keep that pen handy and write their names down as we are sharing this and you're hearing these stories, because people will pop into your mind. And when they pop into your mind, I firmly believe that is for a big purpose. Yes, it's for a very big purpose, and they need to know about this. I thank God that activation came into my life 14 and a half years ago, along with my husband. I was not in a good place. I had been doctoring for a good decade, going to the best places like Mayo Clinic and Cleveland Clinic, etc., never getting answers. And thank God, Nikki Elsing shared this with me and completely changed my health and our choices and the people that we surround ourselves with, and also just the way that we can get around and do life and business and all that. So I thank God for her every single day, because there are a lot of people in the world that need this. So let's get out there and bless a lot of people. Does that sound like a good idea? So let's learn more how we can bless more. So Dr. Brett, I will, if you want to pop off mute and share with us activation and all the things that are on your heart today and the exciting things coming our way as well, please.
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much. And hands off to all the medical people out there too, but also each one of you for being here. So I appreciate that more than you know, because my practice was built on referrals. And the thing I've learned about network marketing is you guys aren't quiet, and I'm so grateful for that. Because if medicine had all the answers, we wouldn't be here, right? And Michelle wouldn't have been where she was health-wise years ago. And so I am grateful that you're here now. And this is going to be a unique experience because we're going to have several stories that we pop on and talk to about. I may have somebody hop on here in a second who's kind of in between games. Because what matters is you're going to hear some stories and you're going to hear some science and you're going to think about some people. It may be you, it may be someone you know and you may love and care about. And I want you to write their names down and why you thought about them at this time. And please, please, please go back to them. And just say, hey, I thought of you when I heard this. I don't know if this would be helpful, but in my opinion, someone that we put onto your heart. And if it keeps going back on your heart, you need to reach out to them, please, because they may be struggling, both from what we're going to do from a product standpoint right now, but also I love this image of all these different faces on here, because each of you, above all, you want your health and you want to be able to live the life you're designed to live. Both emotionally, physically, and financially. And we need everybody to be a part of that experience so you can have to go out there and do the things you love. So I am grateful that you're here. We're going to go through a process and then we're going to have some people share their story. We're going to talk about what we're seeing. If you're not familiar with activation, I'm going to pop a couple of slides up here because I want you to just kind of know that where you're at right now, this could be the beginning for you. And what I mean by that is I didn't know that my life would be vastly different, 11 years ago. When I flew to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, met the Poe, and Carrie Williams was there with me and got my introduction into this idea of activation. Clinically speaking, I've been practicing physician for 25 years, but I've been in the space of healthcare since I was born. My dad was going to be a dentist. His injury led him to chiropractic because the doctor of chiropractic said, you owe the world what was done for you. So there's some reason why you're here. You've been led to be here today. And so please don't take that lightly. There are people that need you. And perhaps maybe you need to show up differently for them. And that's all I'm asking is that you can do just that. Because when I went to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, I did not understand what activation was at that time, nor did I understand what LifeVantage was. What I did know is I worked with this little boy named Luke, and I watched him transform in front of my eyes after working with him every week for a year. With a product called Axial, which when I looked at it, I didn't think it was special. I looked at the ingredients. If you've ever done that before, you looked at the ingredients, like, I just didn't look that special. That was my original thought with Axial. Little did I know that after he started this product, it would change the whole course of my career and my practice because I saw him unlock in ways that I didn't know was possible. So when I came home from Sioux Falls, I took my most difficult, what I call problem children. The ones that I'd done everything I could. And my dad and I have been training doctors for over 30 years. We see the people that nobody else knows what to do with. Not because we want that, it's just we have this philosophy, we want to help people the way my dad was helped. So it's not the successes that drove me, it's always my failures. Failures in the sense of I just couldn't help them the way I wanted to. I don't know, and so that just drove me. And with Luke was one of those. His mom was doing everything. And when Axial changed his life, and I went to Sioux Falls, South Dakota on a week's notice canceling patients, there was this thing they taught called activation. So here's the simplest way to put this. Right now, each of you have a cellular potential. When we're young, we don't even think about it. We heal, right? We fall down, we get back up, right? We heal super quick. Why do we not heal the way we used to? And if you're not healing the way you want to, then you can't be in the game. You can't live life the way you want to. So when I came back in home from the Sioux Falls, and I started putting patients on these products, many of these I've treated over 15 years, I started seeing results in them. I couldn't deny the results that I was seeing. People that I didn't think could get any better. Many people, just like Michelle was, where the doctor didn't have answers. And this is where activation really shines. If you've been to a physician or you've been to doctors and they can't find a problem, so they say everything looks fine, but you're not fine, you got to understand what's happening is your cells are not activated. Their potential is not being turned on the way they could. This is where it shines. So I'm going to show you a couple of slides and I want to tell a couple of stories and I'll come back and do some more science. And bottom line, here's what I love about the science. You don't have to know the science to get the benefit. Probably my favorite part. All right. Okay. So here's a couple of quotes I want you just to screenshot if you want for your own sake. You cannot supplement your way out of cellular dysfunction. You have to activate the system. I like to look at activation like my own kids. They have a potential. Are they living up to their potential? and understand that activation is the information. Nutrition is what turns those gene codes on to whether you're moving towards health or moving toward dysfunction or disease. Now, we're gonna talk about this briefly because this is where it started. Protandim Nerve 2, when I first learned about it years ago, I don't know how many people tried to talk to me about it. I had people that got, had good results with it. I looked at this product and I said, it didn't look that special. I don't want you to be like me, where you dismiss what could be because you think you know what it is. And that was me. And when I looked at the ingredients in Protandim, originally Nerve 2, I said, it just doesn't look that special. I said, yeah, it's got some good things in it. It's got turmeric, supposed to be for inflammation. It's got milk that's supposed to be good for the liver. Green tea can be good for brain and other things like that. So it just doesn't look that special. I didn't understand at the time that this company had an ability to research differently than what I had researched. So when most products are made out there, they take ingredients and they just put them together. There's no real research past it other than you take ingredients that's been shown in research, they put together thinking, hey, it'll do this. What if you could actually buy a money printing machine? A legal one. Like you can print your own money. Would you do that? Or would you just ask people for a few bucks? What if inside your cell, it has a blueprint that allows it to print its own money when it comes to repair, when it comes to regulation, when it comes to restoring normal functions? That's what activation is. And Life Annex has the capacity, the knowledge, and the financial resources where they put that into practice. And when you do that, you're not just getting 1 + 1 + 1 + 1. You're getting the effects by taking 1 pill Protandim Nerve 2 of eating 400 oranges a day or 500 cups of broccoli. I don't know about you, but I eat really good food, but there's no way I can eat that much. But God's pharmacy inside your cells, when activated, does just this. When it doesn't do this, it's when you don't repair the way you used to. And with age and stress and demands and toxicities, this slows down. So you don't have to guess. So Life Annex doesn't work, whether it's come to other products they made or specifically what we're going to talk about, which is the microbiome. And here's what I want you to know about the microbiome. It is crazy cool. But if you haven't got the results that you're looking for in any health process that you've been struggling with, it's probably in the microbiome. That's a big statement, but because if you're doing a lot of right things, whether you're not new to activation, you're doing some of the things, you're saying, hey, I just think there's another level for me, it's probably the microbiome. Or if you're like, I've never even started activation, you're in for a real treat. Because your microbiome is literally the command center influencing everything from digestion, immunity, brain function, hormones, everything. So if they have got a hormone problem, you probably have a gut problem. Hey, I have inflammation problem. You probably have a gut problem. If you have like joint issues and you eat food and you got X and everything, guess what? You probably have a gut problem. Now, I'm going to come back in later and we're going to talk about the science, but here's what I just want you to understand. Like, this is the system you're dealing with. And what I love about what God designed in us, he knew we'd be not so smart. He knew we'd eat stuff, we'd expose our stuff to things that was not healthy for us. So you know what? I'm going to protect you guys because you guys are crazy. I'm going to give you a system that, when it works correctly, can keep you safe from yourself. So nothing is truly inside of you until it gets through your skin or through your gut. Thank goodness. But the other side of that is also true. The good things have to come in through the system as well. So just know this is a big system. If you haven't tapped into this, I guarantee you, I can throw in the chat. How many of you throw one in the chat if you've ever thought you had a gut issue and you tried something? And throw in the chat what you tried. Probiotics, prebiotics, postbiotics. I've done parasite cleanses, right? I've done like fasting, like all these different things because it affects your gut. Now, that's because the gut controls everything. And how do you know if you have a problem with it? Because it does these things. It's responsible for it. You're not necessarily what you digest. You're what you digest, assimilate, and eliminate. And also, you're also what you don't digest. So if you have leaky gut, that's a problem. So this is how your immune system functions, how you train your immune system, which we'll talk about here in a minute when we talk about a baby. This is what produces your neurotransmitters, so that brain-gut connection. This is what makes you feel happy or makes you feel sad, is your gut. This is what helps you regulate inflammatory responses. This is truly what communicates between your gut and your brain. We've all said, I got this gut feeling. Well, guess what? It all ties directly, and there's actually so many neurons in your intestinal tract. It's like take a break. So this is just as huge. All right. So here's how you know when you're out of balance. Just check mark some of these. How many of you have some of these stuff struggling? Gas, bloating, allergies, sensitivities. What if you've never had sensitivity before? And all of a sudden, I didn't used to react to gluten. I didn't used to react to dairy. I didn't used to react to this, but you do now. Guess what? That's a gut dysfunction. It's not a food problem. It's a gut dysfunction. What about things like feeling anxious or foggy or hard time focusing or hard time concentrating? How many children struggle with that? How many deal with the immune response things like, whether it's the food you get an immune reaction, like I'm sick all the time. My ears hurt all the time. Or you have little babies that have ear infections all the time. And they've been on multiple antibiotics. Or you're just like, I'm just tired. I'm grouchy. I had someone say earlier, like, I'm just happier on this new product. I say, well, your husband's probably happy for that. Right? So fatigue, thyroid issues, weight gain, that's all founded in the gut. And even things that relate to skin, eczema, premature aging. All right. Here's some of the other symptoms. Bloating. You might have heard IBS, sensitivities, chronic inflammation, female problems, right? Fatigue, thyroid, PMS, weight gain, insulin resistance. Like all this is founded in the gut. Now, my whole practice life has been founded on what we call the 4-hour process. But here's what I've learned. So in my practice, I've been practicing 26 years almost now. And my dad and I have a system called 6 Steps to Wellness. Part of that system is this. We always address the stress cycle. And number 2, we fix the gut. Always and forever. And guess how many people come into my practice have gut problems? Probably close to 100%. Now, why is that? Because they eat foods that are damaged, bastardized, changed, like all sorts of things that aren't good for us, and your gut has to deal with that. Here's a couple quotes I want to hit, and I want to tell some stories. The gut is the command center for everything: immune, endocrine, cardiovascular, even neurological. Health begins in the gut and ends in the gut. The overall majority of diseases originate in the digestive system. So think about how powerful that is. So are you addressing that? Well, if we're not, well, now we have a super unique way with what's called P84. And here's what I love about P84. It's a system. It's not just like, hey, it's a probiotic. It's a system to address microbiome, system to allow your digestive system to regulate, restore, and repair. That's a very different process than I'm just giving something to help me digest my food better. Or I'm just doing something to try to, help me restore my normal gut flora because I've been on antibiotics more than once or ever. Or like you now have a system to address the whole microbiome, not just a piece of it. Which again goes back to what we know about proton nerve 2, is activating systems. When you activate cellular systems, you change the game. So what I want to do real quick is I want to call a couple people on, and we're going to come back to the science a little bit later. But I want you guys to hear the story, because here's what really matters. And Sandy, if you can unmute yourself, I'd love for you to kind of hop on, and if you would share your story, and then maybe or introduce Morgan, because I know she's managing life right now. And I want to talk through some of what these people are experiencing with the new P84 system and why that probably is the case. So if you could do that, that'd be awesome. I'm going to take my screen share off just a second so that you guys don't have to see that.
All right, Brett, I'm here. And thank you so much for allowing me to speak. And Michelle, thank you, Sean. It's quite an honor to be among all of you people. And some of you may know me, some of you may not. I am a cancer survivor. And so I will tell you, that was long before I'm a 10-year survivor this year. And it was long before I was introduced to activation. I've only known about activation for 6 years, but it's been the best 6 years of my life. And I am so grateful to know this so that my daughters, could quite possibly not have to face some of the things that I've faced. And one of my daughters is going to be on today. I'm going to be emotional. I can already feel that because being with LifeVantage, and I think you all know, you don't think it could ever get any better. You just think, how could it be better? And so I'm going to be honest with you. When this product came out, first of all, I thought that's great, but LifeVantage didn't formulate it, so it's probably something I won't use because we got this product from another company, and I'm just being straight up with you guys. So I'm not a hype girl. I'm not going to talk about something that doesn't fuel my passion, and this does. I got my product to test it, but Michelle had mentioned doing a baseline gut test. And so I said, okay, I'm just going to try it one day. And then I'm going to wait till I get my gut baseline test to start and make sure that I'm, going the full-fledged. So I took it, I mixed up my product on social media, and I said, here it is. And I wasn't very excited. I just said, this might be something I'll do, it surely can't be bad for me. I should first of all know that LifeVantage isn't going to bring on just any old thing. So, I know that, but I thought, how excited can I be? So I drank it. I didn't feel any different. I didn't expect to. I said, I probably won't have anything happen because I'm healthy. And I didn't think another thing about it. The next morning I got up to get on the road. I stopped the post office, ran in, threw a package in the mail, come back out, started driving down the road. And I said, I just ran in the post office. And guys, I've been really bound up and tight with inflammation for a long time. I just credit that to a lot of stress. Your body hangs on to that. And I don't even get around people much because it's hard for me to get up and down off the floor with my grandkids. And that means, and Morgan can attest to that. So as I'm driving down the road, I'm feeling that I'm holding onto the steering wheel. And I lifted my hands up and they weren't swollen. And I couldn't believe it. And I thought, and I didn't really put two and two together at first until I thought, oh my gosh, could this be? No, it hasn't even been 24 hours. No way. And so I thought, well, it's a good thing I'm going to wait for a little bit and then come back and get on this product. It was going to be about 7 days before I could get that baseline gut test done. And so for 3 days, I felt good, you guys. My hips, I could bend down, I could do squats, I could move, I could tie my shoe without having to really struggle. And I thought, holy smoke. And after 3 days of not having it, all that came back. And I thought that was interesting. And so I started back on product and I talked about this a little bit on my Facebook page. I didn't want to get overexcited about something because I wasn't sure if it was coincidence. But on the 20th, which is last Monday, I got back on product, and it was within 16 hours that same thing, you guys. And I took pictures. It was crazy right here. And now, that's happened. All of that's still happening. I don't have the soreness in my joints and everything, but my skin, I've had like chapped lips, not even say dry lips all my life. I can't remember. And that's not happening anymore. And it's these, I just didn't expect all of these things to happen. When I put my amazing skincare line on from LifeVantage, I feel it absorbing more, which is also a red flag that I need to realize that my body's absorbing more. So here's what happened real quick, you guys. I got my results back from my gut Zoomer test. And this is what they said. Your digestion is great. My enzymes and absorption look strong. My microbiome is diverse and balanced, but my gut barrier is compromised. It's a little leaky, which means I wasn't fully absorbing all the good nutrients and antioxidants I was taking. My inflammatory markers are mildly elevated, which means my immune system has been working overtime. There were no infections or pathogens, you guys, but it said and most likely because I asked AI, because I wanted to know why, but it said because my body was so in tune and I've been activated for 6 years, it was a quick turnaround when I finally addressed that leaky gut, when I finally reinforced that gut lining, which is all I can attest to what P84 I believe is designed to do and why that could possibly have happened. But I'm gonna let Dr. Brett tell you that point. But I feel amazing. I have energy and I felt that good before, but I feel fabulous now.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome, by the way. And there's so much there. Like as I go geeky in my head just thinking about this, but here's what's so powerful about that. It's not just the product that's doing this. This is her body. So she took it that first day, and because it started making what's called peptides, the communication started returning back for her gut. One of the ones that were tested on her was called zonin, and I'll talk about it here in a minute. But zonin is a key peptide we look at because when that's off, you'll have leaky gut. So, and Sandy's done a lot of right things. She eats clean, she exercises, she takes all these different activators. But because now her digestive microbiome is more in balance, it can regulate, it can repair, it can restore. So much so it's affecting other parts of her body, even though she's doing a lot of right things. And you've been activated how many years now? 6. 6 years. So 6 years, our life has already been changed. But now when your digestive tract works better, you're going to absorb more of what you get. And you're already noticing a difference in her skin. Now, you're going to feel it first in your skin, and you're going to feel it, in your digestive tract, but then you're going to feel it the rest of your body as well. And there's so much going on in her system. You don't have to test those levels to know. I mean, she's, likes to, which is nice, but I guarantee you she get the benefits with it without it. But I can't wait to see what the next test shows, because it's going to show that's improving. And I was like you, Sam, we didn't make this product, so we didn't really fully understand what it would do. But there's no doubt in my mind, especially now that we have the test, understanding that it's activating on peptide, that's why you're feeling the difference. So you are. So if you're already activated, understand there's changes that are coming in the positive, because now you can absorb more. You're going to get more benefit from what you're doing, which allows her to hydrate. So if the intestinal tract's more healthy, she'll hydrate better. But that achiness and stiffness, that's the communication between the gut and the brain that, hey, we have a problem here, we need to fix it. Because the body is always trying to fix what it has to before it fixes what you want it to. It can only fix what it has. So if you're not getting the nutrients, or it's not activated, or there's more problems going on, what you're most concerned about is not what your body's most concerned about. So everything you're just describing is exactly the microbiome. Now will be more healthy, it can communicate, it can coordinate. And it's awesome to see you're already noticing this difference and how it's going to impact you. Because one thing she said, she didn't want her daughters to experience what she has. She's doing things vastly, vastly, vastly different. And because of that, it's already transferring down to her daughter. So I want you guys to hear Morgan's story. So why don't you kind of introduce Morgan to us, and let's hear her story on the little one.
I'm going to introduce my daughter, Morgan. She's my oldest of three. She's 35. She's a mother of two, and she's a rock star. I tell you what, she takes very good care of her children. She is very holistic. She doesn't jump on the bandwagon of a lot of things. And she watched, and she's the same way. She started taking this because she was part of the trial too. And she says, I'm not really feeling anything, but we knew there was something going on with her baby Briggs. And so I'm not going to steal her thunder. It's going to be an amazing story. And I'm going to sit here with my tissue probably, but Morgan lives in New York, and her husband, Ben, is a hockey coach for the Adirondack Thunder. And he was a player in, he's a professional hockey player, and now is a coach. And so they lived in Florida, just moved to New York, and she had that baby this summer in a very stressful situation. And I just, I can't say enough about her. I'm so proud, but I'm going to let her come on and talk to you about what she's noticed. So Morgan.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for having me on, you guys. It means a lot, and I really, really hope that what's going on here can help somebody in the same situation that we are in. Sorry if you hear my 3-year-old. He's currently playing hockey over there, and I've asked him to be quiet, but he's singing his goal song. So we're just going to go with it. This guy actually just got done nursing, and you guys, this whole story is about nursing. I was kind of the same way. I'm like, I'm healthy. I have all these great products that LifeVantage already has. Why am I going to need this P84? But I'm going to try it. I'm going to be honest about it. I'm going to tell people exactly how I feel on it. And so my biggest piece, I knew I needed to heal my gut, but I didn't know how badly I needed to. So once I got on this product, my whole goal was to fix my baby's skin. Oh my gosh, I don't think hormones are crazy, by the way. But yeah, so if I start crying, I'm sorry. But he was born, crazy story. We moved from Florida to New York about a month after he was born. And I swear that his skin was having all these issues because of where we moved. I was like, we were in just the most nice, humid, great place for your skin to New York. So it was a little different. And I was like, okay, his skin is just breaking out and being weird because of the weather. And I'm like, okay, maybe it's something I'm eating. Okay. I was just trying to find every possible answer as to what it could be. And then finally I'm like, this is eczema. It was starting to flare up. He was getting welts. He was getting bumps all over. He was rashing. And my firstborn, his skin was flawless. And so this was just very, very new to me. I tried every cream. I've tried every kind of bath soap, colloidal oatmeal soaps, everything. And so finally I reached out to my nurse practitioner and back in Florida, who's a lot more holistic. And just side note, I don't care really what you believe or what you agree with, but my baby is not vaccinated. And so first thing people say is like, well, you vaccinated your baby. No, I didn't. And you see that a lot. And that was my biggest issue. I'm doing everything right. Like, I did all the right things as far as the decisions that I believe are best for my child. Like, why is his skin like this? And so as soon as this product was approached, I was like, this is what we're going to do. We're going to see how it goes. But that NP said, like, yeah, this is probably the cause of eczema, like, starting. And she never once mentioned my gut, never once mentioned anything like that. But she's like, you're probably going to need steroids. You're probably going to need to change your eating habits. And I'm like, yeah, like, no, I'm not going to be like cutting out dairy. I just, don't get me wrong. Like, I would do it, but I wanted to try everything first because I want my baby to also get used to the things that are bothering him. I want him to start to adapt to those things so he's not struggling his whole life. I got on the P84, honestly didn't think anything was happening. I'm going to be straight up. I'm like, you know what? I feel a little bit better. Like, I feel fine, but I'm also like stressed to the max. I got my 2 kids. My husband's gone a lot, so I'm home by myself with these 2 kids. My 3-year-old just started school. And so there's just a lot of emotion and everything going on. And so last week, it was Friday, it was a week ago, a little over a week ago, I reached out to my sister whose baby also had horrible skin problems as a baby. And I was just bawling. I'm like, what do I do? Like, what can I do to get his skin better? Like, what did you use for Grace? Because like, I'm desperate. Like, I don't want to get him on a medication or some sort of steroid, but I was desperate, as a lot of I know moms are. And she said, this is the only cream that worked for me. And she sent me this cream, and I was like, okay, well, I really don't have time to try another cream. And I felt like a lot of the creams I was using were actually making it worse. So 3 or 4 days later, I woke up one morning, and he would wake up and his skin would be, the flare-ups were not as bad. Like, it was a little bit more like chill, but then throughout the day, it would just be terrible. And I was like, his skin is really soft. I don't even want to think about it. I don't even want to look into it. This isn't real. And middle of the day, like, my husband comes home from work, and I was like, hey, why don't you come over here? Like, look at Briggs's legs. Cause his legs, you guys, were like crusty. You could almost like peel the skin off. They were cracking, bleedy. And he's like, oh, is that from like a new lotion? And I was like, I don't think so. Like, I'm not going to plan it. So literally, you guys, 3 full days. And I'm guessing his skin was detoxing before, but like now it's so soft. Of course, he's waking up right now as I start talking about him. But like, his skin right now, it is so soft. It's got shine to it. I was actually at a hockey game last night, and one of the ladies was like, Morgan, like, what are you talking about with Briggs' skin? And I was like, go change his diaper, because she had changed his diaper 2 weeks ago. And she came back and she's like, oh my gosh, his legs, he doesn't have any like cracking or anything. And it's just like, I know how powerful breastfeeding is. And I know how powerful our products like the NRF2 and every other thing that we take is so incredible. Like, my firstborn, he's never had any sicknesses. He's super, super healthy. This one, I'm like, seeing the power through this is just giving me a whole different vision of how incredible this product is going to be for so many women. But yeah, Dr. Brett, I had no clue that our skin and gut played such a huge role, like, together. And just, yeah, seeing his skin change so quick was huge, because I was desperate. I didn't think anything was going to help, and I was so afraid that I was going to have to put him on some sort of steroid. So yeah, I'm just so thankful.
Hey, Morgan, I love you that you share that. Like, it's so powerful. And, you know, because you shared that, it gave me an ability to reach out to somebody I knew that was struggling the same way. And that's the realness. The great thing about the skin, it repaired really fast, but people don't think about this, but your skin is continuous with the inside of your mouth and all the way down your intestinal tract. So if you see stuff in the skin, you know there's stuff going on with the gut. And you're doing a lot of right things. Like, and that's what's hard as a mom. And you're already emotional and all this going on. You got the newborn, not sleeping good, all this other thing going on. So stress affects it. And stress can be, you know, emotional can be physical, right? You know, the weather. But you were doing the right thing by trying to remove stuff. The moment we try to remove it, right? And then that is the option. They give me a steroid cream with the internal steroid. And obviously, we know there's complications with that. And here's the coolest thing about this in my mind is I want you guys to understand the power that that moms have on their kids, on their children, both when they're nursing them, but also in what they watch and see you do.
Yeah.
And I think that's so powerful. They get to see you, looking for solutions. And I love that you had something else change the diaper. I didn't know. I'm going to do that if I had any more kids. That's perfect. Go change them. That's twofold. That's solid. But then you can notice that difference, and other people are noticing as well. So the reason why she's seeing these changes, y'all, is that when Morgan's digestive tract is more healthy, her body can break down the food she's eating better. And that also transferred over to those particles being broken down smaller, to where the baby is assimilating them easier and healing his gut at the same time. Because the immune response in the baby is not developed yet. It all comes from mom. And now that her system is functioning better and absorbing better nutrients, broken them down more efficiently, so is the baby, which is transferring to skin. But here's the key component to that in my mind is that, remember, you can see the skin, but what other inflammation was he feeling? And what other inflammation do other people feel because the gut is dysfunctional? We know that almost all autoimmune conditions, where an allergy is an autoimmune response, an upregulated immune response, it is founded in the gut. So now we have an ability to address that. And we'll kind of talk about the peptides in a minute, but that's awesome. And you're going to touch so many lives. And we actually have a little clip of that video that you did online. I think we're going to pop it up and see it. And please, individuals, like if you guys think of something you know and love and care about, whether it's themselves having skin issues, or if it's a child that's having skin issues, just share this video with them. We don't know if it would help or not, but it's probably going to. And it's going to allow them to get the body to regulate now, because if your body's not regulating it, it can turn into other things you don't want. And that's a key. If your body can make it, it can regulate it. If it has to come from the outside, then your body cannot regulate. That's where all the side effects come from, other things, medications or whatever. It's the key component is your body can make it, it can regulate, which is foundationally to everything we do with activation, is to activate the body's ability to make it. So can you guys pull that clip up?
Well, holy moly, me oh my, you're the apple of my eye. Boy, I'll never love one like you. Oh, hard and heavy, pumpkin pie, chocolate candy, Jesus Christ. There ain't nothing sweeter than me. Well, holy moly.
So if you guys don't have emotions, you'll know it now.
I was gonna say, did you guys skin? Did you see that skin too? Sorry, Brett. I just started like that skin. The mama's heart hurting, seeing the achiness, and all of that. We know when we have red skin or rashes or anything, how that feels. Most of us have experienced that in some way. And our children are everything, right? And when we're just trying to do all these things, and then she starts taking it in 11 days. That's that pure, beautiful baby skin that we all are like, oh, I just want that baby skin, It's there. That is powerful. That is beautiful. That is the body getting, yes, sweetie. Yes, I see you. We're talking about you. I see his little face there. The body, the mom. Anyway, sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt, but I just had to, because that was so powerful. And we'll be sure to get that. You guys go to her Instagram, Morgan's, put some likes and comments there for her, and we'll get the video out as well. So Sandy and Morgan, thank you for sending that to us. Sorry, Brett, but
wow. No, there's nothing like Michelle Poe. Right, let's go. I don't mess with her. But Morgan, thank you so much, and that's going to touch a lot of lives, and that's what we really want, and so I appreciate that. Michelle, why don't you bring Jillian on, and then we'll bring Lisa on right after that, if you don't mind, Sandy.
Amazing. Morgan and Sandy, thank you so much. We have a beautiful Jillian Fisher here, who, Jillian, thank you for taking the time to come. She had several other things going on, but she, like the others here today, wanted to come on and bless and share. So Jillian, how many days have you been on? She's from Iowa. She's a mama. She's a homeschooling mama, and she's a business. She inspires me every day. I learn so much from her. But how many days have you been on, Jillian, and what have you experienced since you started, please?
So I have been taking P84 for 8 days now, and I
First of all, I love the taste of it. I know there's people that don't, but whether you like it or not, there are wonderful ways to make it taste amazing. My husband has found all of them. So that's just a little side plug on that. But the biggest thing that I've noticed, I just recently finished a massive parasite cleanse. I've been doing a lot of things to heal my gut and to just, I know that I have gut issues. I know this. And I know that there's a missing component to getting to where I want to be with my health. And so I started taking the P84, and the best way to describe it is I feel nourished. Like I truly feel like my cells are nourished. I wake up hungry, which I have not done in literally 20 years. I have had zero metabolic function, it seems like, for 20 years. Like if I eat during the day, I mean, it doesn't start until 5 p.m. and I eat like one meal, and it's just so many unhealthy things about that. So I've been trying to do better with that, but I'm eating consistently, but I don't want anything that's bad, because when cells are nourished, they function and they tell you exactly what they need when they need it. And so I'm not craving anything. I wasn't a big chocolate person. I wasn't, I really didn't eat super unhealthy, but I also didn't eat enough before. And so the other thing that has really stuck out to me too is I have 4 kids and we homeschool, and I did the math on just what it costs to keep my kids in healthy products that are good for their bodies. And they need, those fish oils and those probiotics and prebiotics and the healthy grains. And my kids eat crazy psycho healthy. They eat fruits and vegetables every single day, but they just don't eat enough of them. And when I was looking into this, it shocked me how incredibly well priced this is for families. Like truly, like this is what my kids will be taking every single day, because what we were spending before was upwards of $900 a month just to get good things into their bodies. And that's not going to be the case now. So anyways, they love it. They drink it every day. I will be very quick, but honestly, the biggest things I've noticed is energy. My sleep is phenomenal. My sleep was horrible prior to this for the last 2 months. And almost that first night, I was like, my Aura ring was really happy with me. And I was like, oh, it's about time. It's been so mad. So those are kind of the main things I noticed, but really I just feel nourished. There's so many components that I have been missing that are included in this. They're prebiotic and probiotic and postbiotic and digestive enzymes and all the, fruits and vegetables. Like that gets expensive, you guys. To buy all of those things individually is expensive. And this is all in there, and it's so, so great. So
I love all of that. And I love the phrase you use, nourished. That phrase, nourished, and that feeling of I feel almost satisfied. I mean, I feel like I'm like I don't crave some of the other things because your body is being nourished, you're absorbing. So think about the efficiency of nourishment. It's really directly related to how healthy your gut is. It's kind of like how much money can you catch, right? When it comes through you. So if your intestinal tract is healthy, it's the side of the tennis court. The area that absorbs stuff is the side of the tennis court. Because you have parts of that are damaged and inefficient, you cannot absorb all the nutrients that you need. And also part of that tennis court is responsible for making vitamins. And here's what's really cool. I mean, many of you, all of us, I'm sure that no one ate any sweets last night because it wasn't Halloween, right? The beginning of the flu season starts with sugar season, so it's not really a flu season. The reason why your taste buds are changing is because your microbiome is changing. If you're craving things you really should not, your gut is off. And here's what's really cool. As your microbiome changes and the bacteria changes and the health of the gut changes, it changes what you crave. It absolutely changes what you crave. All of us probably think back when we were little kids, we didn't like something, now we like it, or we will eat it. That's because your taste buds change about every 21 days. So I love the fact that we're teaching our cells how to learn to eat better and healthy, because now those bad bugs that crave bad things are no longer welcome. And the whole idea of a parasite cleanse, there's some important parts of that. But understand, the healthier the gut is, the harder it is for a parasite to live there. I don't know about you, but I've never seen flies live on clean surfaces. There's nothing for them to eat. The healthier your microbiome is, the harder it is for bad stuff to live there. So that feeling of nourishment, that feeling that I'm absorbing things, the feeling that I'm not craving the same thing, is because you're actually changing that microbiome system. I love that this system is so simple, especially for those of you who have husbands, and it's tough to get them to do one thing, much less 5 things. To have, you know, 1 or 2 things that's simple to drink and get into the kids or men, it's a beautiful way to just package and put together. So Jillian, thanks so much. That was awesome. Sharon, I appreciate that. All right, Sandy, you want to let invite Lisa on and maybe introduce her for us? It'd be awesome, please.
Yeah, this is my friend Lisa Martin. She and I grew up together, known each other since we were little girls, and she happened to see my post where I put, "Is this happening?" on my Facebook page. I put a post of my hands 24 hours apart. And she had commented something going on with her that I didn't even realize was happening. She got activated just, I think it's been 2 years almost. Correct me if I'm wrong, Lisa. She's had an amazing transformation on mind, body. But she asked if this would help with her, and I'm going to let her share what was going on with her that I didn't even know. And I honestly didn't know if it would or not, but I sent her 3 days worth, and I'm going to let her tell you what happened. So Lisa.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for inviting me. I've been activated since 2003 and been following Sandy. Can you hear me?
Yeah, 2023, I think.
Yeah, 23, sorry. And did really well on mind and body. I was going to go on Wegovy, and she told me to wait, and I trusted her and went on mind and body and did well. But I had August 11th, I had an issue come up. I woke up with a terrible neck ache and just was in extreme pain from that, and went to the emergency room 3 times, didn't get any help. I was just, didn't know what to do. I found out it was a pinched nerve on C5 and C6, but I had an injection, and at that time I was hoping for an overnight clear, but that didn't happen. And I happened to see Sandy's post where she did her hands, and people, I'm telling you, I couldn't even do a fist. I couldn't squeeze my toothpaste. I was literally scared, and this has never happened to me before. And I was just searching for things to help me, and I told Sandy about it, and I said, "Do you think it would help?" And she sent me the P84, and I took it the first day, and probably about 3 a.m, I felt something very, very different. And I put my hands around my wrist, and the inflammation or the swelling was completely gone. I could not believe it. And that is the only thing I changed. And I called Sandy right away and told her about it. And I was just thrilled. I didn't have that I could do a fist, and I could see the knob on my wrist, and I had hope for that. And she gave me those 3 days, and I took them, and I tell you what, I was just light on my feet. My joints were starting to feel better, and I took the 3 days, and when it was gone, guess what happened? In less than 2 days, all that inflammation came back, and I am swear to God that this is going to help me. Sandy sent me some more samples. I started it on this Thursday. The swelling is still went down. And last night I slept for 9 hours. You guys, I haven't slept a good night's sleep with this pain for 4 months. And I am just, it's unbelievable what it has done for me. And I had no idea that that my gut was in that much problems. And it's just been amazing. I playing with my granddaughters. I'm staying here for the weekend with my granddaughters and able to do the things I want to do with them. And I'm just amazed by what it's done for me.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool. I mean, so cool. And a couple of things you said, Lisa, and thank you, number one, for sharing. And I guess thanks for being a trial guinea pig as well. I grew up with a dad that everything new he found, I got to be the guinea pig, so I can appreciate that. But it's actually really neat to see how Sandy thought of you. And I wonder if this would help, right? Not knowing, but hey, let's see. Here's a couple of things I want you guys to realize from her story. And she noticed a difference, like she started feeling a difference within 12 or so hours, where she could just notice some things. But also when she came off of it, it stayed pretty decent for about 2 days. Now that can't be because of a supplement. Understand what I'm saying here. The supplement, your body uses it and burns it. If it activates communication within your cell to change the way the cell processes, the process improves somewhat. Now that process has been inefficient for a while, so it isn't completely but if we give it time, it can get to that space. And here's what I mean by that. If you had a damaged gut, let's just say you took antibiotics, which I know none of you have ever done that in your life. If you didn't do anything about that, it would take you almost a year for your gut to get back to normal function. That's it. It's in a normal situation. What's really cool though, if we can put all the right components there where the body does repair, it does restore, then the regulation can take place for the efficiency of how you absorb and get more nourished, how your body assimilates things and protects that barrier membrane where she can have results for a longer period of time. So what's exciting about that for you, Lisa, is that as your body gets to a different level, it can get to a place where it'll be more efficient, even more efficient than it's been in the past, because you're addressing that microbiome. So then you can assimilate more of your nutrients, and you can have that more energy, and you can actually absorb the things you're doing, so you can get stronger and be that grandma that you are, but just being able to feel like you can be more active in it. That's the key. What you understand, it's not about the supplement. It's about how it regulates the cellular process and make it more efficiency, because that cellular process is more efficient. It regulates it on its own and can do it on its own. It can maintain it. And it's just like exercise. Once you exercise, if you quit, guess what? You're going to lose some of the benefit over time. So find the system that works for you long term. But with this, if you can get your body to do this consistently for several months, you can absolutely change the game. Now, if you never had stress again, you never took antibiotics again, if you never ate processed food again, it probably stayed really good for a long time. But if you're going to keep yourself in a high stress situation, if you're going to stay eating crappy food, if you're going to stay in real stressful relationships, and you're going to live in a toxic world, guess what? You're going to need some constant support if you're going to want to level up and maintain at that level where you can get. So that's just kind of a side note. But Lisa, thank you so much for sharing. Super excited for what you're going to have in the future. So Zandy, I hope you keep us informed down the road of what else happened, because this is just the beginning, right? This is just the beginning. So if you're already activated, you've already seen the benefit that can come with you add this on, but you also, for those that aren't activated, like how powerful that can be if we can combine these things with what you're doing, because these results are based on people already doing other activation. So when we add this to it, the benefits are higher. And then depending on what level you want to get your health to. Now, I know, Michelle, a couple of things. I'm going to say this now. So if whoever invited this call and you want some of the product, please get back to them. Like the way we support each other, we do these calls, we do this training, but the way the business side works is we support each other in that. And so just make sure whoever invited you, get back to them if something you were interested in doing the product, or hey, that's kind of community thing, kind of cool. Can I be a part of that? Just get back to that person and then have that conversation. Michelle, do you want to share that other video we have, or you fill in gaps?
Absolutely. Shampoo, you got that? And while he's pulling that up, I just saw Barbara in the chat say, for anybody watching a replay especially, she said, Dr. James said, wait until 120 days. Like Dr. Brett said, this is just the beginning, right? Like with Protandim, et cetera, we're like, ooh, wait till after that 3rd month, 4th month, going on beyond that. Just keep going, because it's getting in there and it's getting to work. The body is.
Yeah, understand the power of that. And what you said on that, Michelle, is that your body can, in fact, it takes about every cell in your stomach replaces itself in about 7 days. It has to try about a month. But in order for every cell in your body to replace, it takes a year.
Wow.
So you have red blood cells that produce today, it does about 4 months. So if your red blood cells living in a crappy environment, it's not going to get super healthy. But if you get your body in a healthy state, your red blood cell comes in a healthy way and lives in a healthy way. So the results you have are cumulative. So this isn't about managing the symptom. Please don't understand it. This is about improving systems so you can stay in the game. You can stay functioning, you can stay productive, you can stay active, you can stay, doing as much as you want in your life, as much as you possibly can. But yeah, benefits, you're going to continue to get benefits to where you're going to be able to perform better than you ever thought. That's why I've watched people stay active long term. There are individuals that are improving in ways, but according to what I've studied in medicine, shouldn't be happening.
Right.
But somehow it is.
Chills.
I just want to share my story with you this morning because for you that know me, but the ones that don't, I just can't tell you enough about our new Digestive Activation product, the amazing story that it's doing to me. And I am so excited that I might actually get my life back. But for you that don't know me, I'm going to tell you my story. I struggled at a very young age. I was on 2 acid reflux pills a day. I was on heart medication. I had to do installments in my bladder, and I had IBS. And as time has gone, my IBS has got worse. And I was getting nowhere at the doctor. I was just going down a rabbit hole. And so I decided to do my own research. And so I researched on stuff and learned about oxidative stress. I learned about healing the gut. And so I did a lot of work, and I had some relief. I had bought, and to this day, I'm on no meds anymore, and I'm not doing installments anymore. And to this day, the only thing that I struggle with is my IBS still. I am doing well, but I'm still struggling with my IBS. I have bought every supplement, every probiotic, everything, and I get somewhat relief, but not great. I am to the point where it's got so bad that last week I had a convention and I didn't even know if I was going to get to go, and stress makes it worse. And so I eat, I run to the bathroom, and sometimes it's seconds. And so I got to the point where I didn't want to travel anymore. I didn't want to go out to eat. When I went out to eat, I'd order something plain. The holidays, I didn't get to enjoy all the foods that were there. I didn't like to go on vacation because I always ruined my vacations. And so then it becomes very anxiety and depression and stress because you feel very isolated and you're not doing the things that you love to do. And it's a rabbit hole and it's awful. And so, and then 10 days ago, I was introduced to our new gut activation, which is these 2 packets here. And you just mix them and stick them in water once a day. And someone gave it to me early so I could maybe feel better to go to the convention. And I could tell you, I felt something the first day. I have been on it 10 days. I have not ran to the bathroom once. I feel so clean. I feel my anxiety is better. I feel way less gas and bloating. And like I said, I haven't ran to the bathroom once. It's been normal. And I haven't had that in so long, I can't even remember. And it is just, I'm trying not to get emotional because it's just I might actually get my life back. And for you that live like that, it's awful. And I can't even tell you how happy I am and so grateful for this product and so blessed to maybe get another chance at going and doing things without the fear of my stomach causing havoc for me. And so I am just telling you, there isn't one person out there that can't benefit from this. It's fruits and vegetables. It's got 14 key peptides in it, which there's a huge peptide craze going on right now. It's got probiotic, prebiotic, postbiotic. It's got digestive enzymes, everything all in one. So you know how many products I bought and spent lots of money and didn't go anywhere? I am I cannot tell you how good I feel. Better sleep, and I just feel good. And I am so excited for this product, and I'm so grateful that I might get a chance to go live life again.
Okay, I'm super giddy, and I know you're ready to talk, Brett. Here I go again. But I just want to say, did you guys hear that she said she has spent so much money over the years? has tried everything over the years. And isn't she just the most beautiful thing you've ever seen? And could you feel like, I know that was a big deal for her to share that, to record that and put that out there, but I just have to say this really quick. Please don't keep your story to yourself. Please, please be vulnerable. Please share, because when you do, that vulnerability just opens up to people. They feel it, they see it, and it offers them hope that they need. We do not know what's going on within so many people's lives, right? Not everybody shares all these things. And when you let that barrier down, they feel calm and they trust you more. And look at what's happened to her. So financially, physically, all of it. And she's sharing. So sorry, Brett. Thank you.
Oh, that's perfect. You said it so well, and I agree with you 100%. If you've ever worked with anybody with autoimmune problems like that, they have spent thousands of dollars, lots of frustration, a lot of missed parts of life because of a bathroom issue, right? They have to always be near a bathroom, so they don't take a lot of trips. They don't do a lot of things that they really want to do because they're always right. They have to take all their own food with them every place. It's a real struggle, and I love the way she kept coming back. I might get a chance to have my life back. And so I hope you guys are thinking of people, and I hope you're writing them down. I hope you just reach out to them and see. And I understand, like, a lot of people have been in that place. They aren't sure, like, if it's possible for you. Here's what I want you to know is that of the top biologics, or the thing for autoimmune problems, are in the top 4 prescribed meds in the United States right now, probably in the world. So that just gives you a little insight onto how important that is to help people improve their microbiome. What we hope you get from this conversation we're having today is just a confidence in the importance of having this conversation around the microbiome. You don't have to know all the science, is to share some of these stories and let them see it, let them feel it, let them have that experience. But what I want you to, from her things that she said, a couple things about it, is you notice she said, I started feeling different. Like, I didn't feel as nervous or as anxious. That's directly tied to gut. If the gut's not healthy, it can't make its hormones like serotonin. All right. She talked about this whole idea of, like, the gassy, the bloaty, the uncomfortable, got to run to the bathroom. Like, how many of you watch children do that or struggle on the opposite of constipation? That's all microbiome related. It's really, really important that we help that gut get into a healthy spot, because it then regulates so many other things. All right. So just learn to have these conversations, learn to share these stories. I'm going to come to my slides real quick. I want to show you guys a couple of things, and I'm going to give you a really easy way to share this with people. Okay. So let me share back to this just a second. Just know, like, I love that she said this. There's so many different products in this, and it's in one thing, in an easy way to get it down, people. I love how easy that is. Like, there's a ton of things in it. You don't have to worry about what's, all the details. If you want to go research, you go ahead and just pull it into ChatGPT and look at all the different things that are in there. 84 things, right? But here's what you got to understand with the gut. If you, she did say this has peptides in it. I'm going to correct that. This does not have peptides in it. This helps your body make peptides. Again, your body is supposed to make peptides. Peptides are the short chain amino acids. Basically, they are what communicates with all the other cells. So kind of like Mama Po wants to talk, we let her talk. That's a peptide. She's a strong peptide. She's going to talk. But so there's always communication going on inside your cells. And think about relationships you've had in the past. When the communication was good, how good that relationship was. When the communication is bad, how that relationship gets bad. So you have a relationship with all your other cells. If they cannot communicate through these systems, and it starts in the gut, all sorts of other things happen. So your tissue can't repair, the digestion can't regulate, and your hormones aren't going to be balanced when these peptides don't work right. All right. So when they don't work right, all this thing happens. It regulates inflammation, it regulates the digestive, it regulates communication between organs. It regulates when you eat food and when it's supposed to exit. Like, it regulates what you crave. It's critical. And you'll see there's some on the market right now that are used as injectables to help manage cravings. Right? We know that. And we know those peptides have an effect. But if you take the peptide from the outside in, so whatever it is, whether it's like a BP157 that's for gut or for healing, or whether it's a GLP or something like that that's an injectable for weight loss, your body's supposed to make these. The healthier the microbiome, the more it can make on its own. And again, that phrase I'll use: if your body makes it, it can regulate it. If you're not making it, you're not regulating it. So you have to do it from the outside. So the more we can get the body to do its own, the better. this product regulates 14 different gut peptides. So it helps to regulate, repair, and restore. Now, I'm not going to go through each one because we've already gone a fair amount of time, but understand that all these helps restore the gut balance, improve nutrient absorption, support hormonal balance, strengthen immunity, and boost mood and energy. Because if you have a healthy gut, you have a healthy body. Here's just a snapshot. Now, there's a little misspelling on this chart. Just know that. I didn't get time to correct it. But these are those peptides. What I love about this, guys, these have been in your body all the time. And these are being made all the time. That's not a secret. But LifeVantage is testing these peptides to know if we're activating them. We are. We're regulating the ones that want to go up. We're regulating the ones that want to go down. Because when the body makes it, it can regulate it. It's such a huge and unique way of actually, in my mind, doing medicine or actually supporting your body with products it needs. So here's your key takeaways. Healthy microbiome and the peptide work together. You're going to absorb more nutrients. You're going to feel more energy. Your body's going to repair faster, and your mind's going to stay clear. That's the bottom line. Now, understand your gut is the foundation of your house. The microbiome is the construction crew. Peptides are like blueprints and messages. Imagine building a house without plans, right? And then imagine building a house without any helpers, with no communication. It's not going to go well. Your digestive tract is what brings in all the materials to make your house. Every material that's made in your entire body, your eyes, your skin, your nose, your hair, your hormones, your bones, your ligaments, everything in your body has to repair, has to come through your gut. Everything. So are you absorbing as much as you could be? Not without a healthy microbiome. And now we have an ability to activate that. It's such a huge thing. So here's what we call the healthy edge stack. Nurture, Protetum. I want to tell people when you start this, get with the person that invited you. For me, like this is a foundational thing you can do. Combine with the Nerve 2, absolutely. And then like decide what you want to do with that. So get first invited what's your most important. For me, I'm going to be using Axio. I'm going to be using college. There's other reasons I'd want to do that. Let me show you something really quick though. Okay. I think Des can hop on too. But while Des is doing that, you guys, I have a little science experiment for you.
Oh, you're going to do it.
You see my science experiment?
Yes, go.
All right, Mr. Poe, don't eat these. Okay, so I want you to, can you see that?
Yes. So that is pudding, everybody.
That's pudding. So what we're going to do, show this to people. I know none of you would eat this stuff, right? These pudding snacks. So, sorry, go get my teeth. I can't.
Or your teeth, Dr. Brett.
No, I don't have fingernails right now.
Oh.
So we're going to open that pudding snack up. Yeah, so gross. Oh.
These boys.
Do you guys think much of this is actually real food?
No, zero.
Like last night I'm watching all these little trick-or-treaters. I'm like, oh man, talk about job security for me. Ugh.
Well, and food is information, right?
Yeah, absolutely information.
Food is
So
information for yourself.
So I'm gonna form my little pudding here, and what we're gonna do. So when you eat food, okay, your body has to digest it. So we're gonna put a spoon in this one, and we're gonna put a spoon in this one. But I'm gonna add some of the P84 to this lovely mixture of, pudding snack. We're just going to put that in there. I'm not going to put a whole in there. I'm just going to put part of it in there. Tell me to drink the rest later. And you're supposed to chew your food. So we're just going to chew the food up, and we'll chew the other one up here in a second. Des, are you on?
Sorry, I'm racing out of the gym fast.
All right. So we're going to let Des say. So what we're doing, guys, I'm eating my pudding. So I'm just stirring my pudding. Okay. And we're going to let that kind of digest a minute. I'm going to start digesting this one. And then I'll show you what happens here in a minute as that happens. So, when you eat food, you're supposed to chew it, and then you're supposed to digest it, assimilate it, and hopefully not absorb something. But Des, I want you to share your story because when you told me that, I'm like, that is nuts. So if you would, can you kind of share with us what you've been noticing?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Sorry, I might have a crew of girls here behind me real fast. So sorry, I'm just racing out of the gymnasium here. So yes, so for those of you who know kind of my story a little bit, I was born with Lyme disease. And so I was sick kind of my entire life, but I started probably developing warts like from the time I was a little girl. I remember like on my feet, on my shins, my hands. And, you know, my parents would spend, I don't know how much money they would spend, you know, to go in, cut them out, burn them out. We did ultrasounds, kind of all things. Always was sick, always got stuff, and then have done so much healing and obviously our activators. And when I went to Germany for Lyme treatment, I remember that was the first time that the ones on my feet started going away. And then after, sorry, I said a message pop up, Sean Poe, sorry. And then after I went to Coeur d'Alene, I remember for Lyme treatment, the other one started going away, but I had 2 left. And I never had a good white blood count my whole life. It was always like kind of unsafe low, they said. But I was always just fighting so many infections, and my gut was a disaster from years and years of Lyme. And so I've been on the P84 for about a little over 2 weeks, I would say. I did do a half dose for the first 4 or 5 days. I am very sensitive. I'm pleased to say that I honestly did awesome on it. I had a little discomfort a couple of days, but for someone like me to be able to go on it, that's big, and not have discomfort. And so I've been at a full dose now for probably about a week and a half. And then I noticed I had the tiniest like plantar wart on my thumb that actually developed during my first pregnancy 22 years ago. And then that went away. And then I had the only other one that I had left was a tiny one between like my toes that is almost going away as well. So that's been really, really cool to see. I've definitely noticed my brain is different. Digestion is very different really quickly in a great way. So those are kind of the things that I've noticed, you know, just alertness a little bit. I noticed I wasn't really going for Axio. I'm not a big caffeine person in general. But so those are kind of the things, definitely what you're craving. I'm not a big junk food anyway, but I definitely am not even thinking about like sweets or anything. So that's kind of what I've got to share with you guys. So it's amazing stuff.
I love it. And guys, she says she's not a junk food person. This person travels with her own food bag, and she has a husband, a Sherpa, that takes all of her natural food with her. So she does some really clean. A couple of things you said that I love. Number one is this is something that's been going on since you were young. So you have individuals that struggle with immune problems for years that maybe, and not everybody that's, you know, bit by a tick develops Lyme's, but if your immune system is compromised, the body cannot handle it. And one of the things she was seeing with those warts, and to see something change after 22 years, and you've been activated doing the other stuff for how long, Des? A while. Yeah, I know. It's okay. You're
sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry, my daughters came out from their game to get on the bus. I'm sorry, what'd you say, Brett?
So how long have you been using activation products?
13 years. I've been on Nerf 2, and that's kind of what started healing my gut was just Nerf 2, I would say.
So the thing about that, I just want you guys to know, 13 years of doing a lot of really, really good things. When she's clean, like I'm clean, she's probably more clean than me because of how dedicated she is, because of her health, because she's had to be. So if you're one of those individuals that are like that, like now, what a nice thing to know that we can do something. Remember, we know the immune system is in the gut, and she was doing a lot of right things, but to have something so simple to take and to get down to the kids, what an easy way to do this, and to see an immune system improve after 22 years plus. Like that's how powerful this is. So thank you so much. I know you're busy, and I know
well, I was gonna say real fast, Brett, if you don't care, and I would say not every mom is psyched on this, but my son who went through 8 months of chemo has been on a third of a dose. I told Brett I'd been hiding it in his stuff. And I'm saying this as like a mom, not every mom would be psyched, but he has broken out in a rash from his stomach all the way. It's spreading to his face. It does not hurt, but I'm pretty excited because I know what that means. And I know that that chemo, after being in it for 10 years, is finally trying to get out of his system. And he is all on board and super psyched about it. And so I can't wait to see like what it's going to do after it clears this out of his skin. So I'm psyched on that. So thanks for letting me share.
I appreciate you saying that, because that's really what's happening. Your body has stuff inside of it. It's always trying to fix it, but it only can do what it can do. So I appreciate it. Now you guys remember our little pudding story? So if you do nothing else, show this to people. So this is our pudding with no P84. So this is what I call, this is the pudding test that survives. Oh man, but now we got messy pudding everywhere. But do you want that coming out of your colon, is my question. Okay, please say no, Sean. This is the one we put the P84 with.
Look at that liquid, you guys.
So, I guess this is bad, but if you don't use the P84, you might get skid marks. There you go. That's for you, Mr. Pope. But a healthy digestive tract is something that can eliminate what you put in it. Now, obviously, don't put that in it. That's a bad idea. But that's the power of what we have. So here's what I hope you guys get more from anything this is understand that even many of us that are active and do a lot of really, really good things are noticing changes with the P84. It's going to enhance what we're already doing. We also have a new way of talking to people and giving them a solution that they're already looking for. And to have something that is so simple, so powerful, and it's activating peptides, the cellular communication molecules of your intestinal tract, we really have an ability to impact lives at a much, much deeper level. The site, if you want to dig more into the science, go ahead and dig into individual and nutrients. Don't go down that rabbit hole too long, because here's why. Understand, we don't have to guess if this formula right here is activating peptides. You don't have to guess because it's been proven. We know it is. And being a publicly traded company and having patents on products, we know that it's doing those things. So if you are looking for results, don't guess. Do what you know works and find out where you fit in. Because what I can promise you is, after watching and hearing just some of these stories right now, it's exciting to me to have another tool, and a tool that's easy and simple and powerful, that we can have more people understand the power of activation, get them involved in getting their health in a whole new way that they didn't know was possible, and to get to really take this message now across the globe even to a higher level, because it will allow us to impact more. Now, when I started this 11 years ago, going out to the Poe's house, I didn't realize how much my life would shift. And I'm so grateful that each of you have come on and share. Sandy, Lisa, and Morgan, and Des, Sean and Michelle. The stories you have shared will impact hundreds and thousands and probably tens of thousands of lives. We need more people sharing that message. So Sean and Michelle, thank you for letting me be a part of this. Guys, please share this information out to those that you know and love and care about. And Michelle, I'll let you kind of wrap it up and kind of tell them what's to come.
Amazing. Okay, everybody, let's give Dr. Brett again massive round of applause and super, super huge gratitude, seriously, for his brilliance, for his fun, his spunk, and keeping things simple, right? Because we can go real deep, but if we keep things simple and show that beautiful pudding result to people, I mean, if I saw that, I'm very visual. Anybody else here is super, super visual? I mean, I'd be like, oh, I need my system to do that. Yes, and absorb. So just a few other things while we're here. I asked some people, I said, I know it's early, but what have you noticed so far on P84 if you have it? And I, again, said, please be vulnerable and share. And not everybody we know has this. And so just a side note as what Dr. Brett just said, the whole world, not the whole world, everybody in the US for sure, is going to be able to order this November 4th. Okay. So get back to with the person that invited you here today. Say, I'm in, get me activated, or add this in, get them your information. They can help make sure that gets put in immediately for you that day. I'm telling you, this is one of those things, and Sandy's on my left side here as I'm speaking, and it's an emotional thing. And she actually texted me that first day that she tried this, and she was emotional. And I know Sandy, as she said in the beginning, she's not a fluff girl. She's not a hype girl. And she's like, this hasn't been like this. And like she said, she went off so she could do the other deal, and then coming back on, and then having Miss Lisa here today to share. And beautiful Sandy having the heart of, I'm going to get this into some people's hands so that they can start experiencing this. Think about those people. Please don't hold this here, right, Lisa? I see you nodding like Sandy changed your life. And I say to people all the time, because you said yes, and maybe for those of you watching as guests, this isn't an interest of you to do the business, but as you're thinking of people, that's what just naturally happens because we're so excited about things. We just want to help people. But of course, you can be a customer and you can refer people to your consultants and whatnot as well. But just know that that is there, and we are just here to help the world. One of my girlfriends, Leslie, said her mucus is drying up since starting it. She's had a cough that she could not kick. She said it turns out her gut has been jacked up from all these steroids and antibiotics, and she was able to quit her inhaler. She's a medical professional, you guys. She said her gut health is wealth. Would you agree? She said other things, less bloat, of course, more regular bulky stools. You guys, don't be embarrassed to talk about that. We all do it. It's really important. And she capitalized energy, more energy. She said after COVID in July, she was convinced that she had long haul. And she said, my energy is back. Who do you know like that? Right, Sean Johnson. She was just, she just lost her brother just this last week. And she also had, how do I say it, rhabdo from working out at CrossFit flare up. She's been dealing with mild severe dehydration headaches about every day. She's been doing electrolyte packets often, entering mineral salt and whatnot, but that nothing had fixed it. So she's been going through all of that and mourning her brother. And she said she's been on this for 3 days and she has none of the headaches that she was having. So think about how these high stress moments and things going through life and all of that. Dion said she feels full longer throughout the day. She's not as bloated any longer and she has so much energy. Energy keeps coming right back up. June, who's here, says she is in love. Her bloat is almost gone. Energy again. And she said she's craving. Anybody here craving P84 now? We're starting to hear more and more of that. 8 days in, Julie Bob said she has better sleep scores. She can't wait for the other benefits. Wendy Tomlinson, 9 days in, says she started and she has noticed the following. She sleeps better. She said if she has to wake up to use the restroom, she'll go. And it's beautiful. Number 2, she doesn't notice if she eats that she's as hungry. She used to get so tired so fast she'd have to force herself to eat. She's not bloated. She feels lighter. I've heard the word lighter many, many times. Bloating is almost gone after 6 days. Mary Beth said energy, our international travel is nuts and very little jet lag. Wendy said also amazing dreams. Veronica, less bloated, energy shoring in spite of 5.5 hours sleep before work, noticing that she's dreaming again as well. Sandy started and then she gave it to a friend. And she started taking P84 this week and she said that she used to get hot flashes daily and they were very intense since getting a hysterectomy. The day she started taking P84, she could feel a hot flash coming on, but it doesn't turn into a full-blown hot flash. That is so cool. She says she knows it's only 5 days, but she's so continued. The bloating, so I could just keep going on and on. Terry had said that it's helped with her gluten intolerance. We've heard that several times, right, Brett? Less hungry, less bloated. Sister, we're seeing people talk a lot about flat bellies. I don't know if anybody's noticed more of the flat belly deal. I heard Gloria Brinker say she really tracks everything, losing specific fat. And she has a whole nother thing in regards to that, less hungry. Anyway, I could keep going on. We could keep going, but we've gone long. So we appreciate you guys and hope that.
Something real quick?
Jalen, yes.
Sorry, I helped him build a wall and then I came back. About the gluten thing, I have tested many times and I don't have true celiac, but I do have pretty high inflammatory markers when it comes to a really strong gluten intolerance. And as long as my husband has known me, which we've been married for 18 years and together for 21, I think, he's like, every single time you eat, you feel sick. Every single time. Doesn't matter what time of day it is, doesn't matter if I've actually eaten gluten in that meal or not. Because obviously it stays in your system. The only time he was like, you didn't actually, by the end of doing 75 hard, you were doing pretty good. And I was like, yeah, I'm just used to it. Every time I eat, I feel sick. And so we went to convention in Dallas and we were down there and I ate more gluten in 5 days than I have in literally the last 5 years of my life. Like pizza 3 times, and like not trying to test it or, you know, harm my body in any way, shape, or form. But we just finished 75 hard. And so I had not had gluten in 75 days. And so I like unintentionally threw the kitchen sink at my body. And I'm not kidding you, I have had no problems. So I'm not telling people like you have gluten issues, just throw the kitchen sink of gluten at your body. But I will tell you that I have had 0 issues since starting P84 with consuming gluten. I've not needed a bathroom in 2 seconds. I've not felt like the mental fog and all the things. So it's like legit.
And I'll just say, Jolene, there's like this beautiful spark within you. There really, really is. It's really, really beautiful. Brett, on all that, and I've seen in the comments, it'll be interesting to see people who have allergies.
Yes, I'm happy for you, but don't do that.
I know, it's a totally like, don't do what I do.
No, I'm just kidding. But it is nice when you're traveling, not have to work as hard at it. So by all means, please.
Yeah.
But no, I do actually. It's nice to realize that the body can repair. But yeah, don't try this at home type thing.
Don't try this at home, you guys. I promise.
or travel long term.
Yeah, but it was very nice to be traveling and not have it consume every decision I made. So it was great.
That's powerful.
It is so powerful. Thank you, thank you. And I hope everybody got the words. When the body makes it, your body can regulate it. So really remember that as you pop off tonight. When your body makes it, your body can regulate it. And that is activation, right? We're not supplementing all these things. There's a reason why a beautiful Geary tried all the things for so many years and spent all the money, etc. So tomorrow, if you are watching this live right now, tomorrow will be Sunday at 7 o'clock Central. Beautiful Joanne Shear-Parkin will be joining us, and she will be speaking to this and a few other things. And my incredible husband, Sean Poe, will be speaking as well on the same exact Zoom line. So whatever you logged in today, log in, same password, all the things. Make sure that you come then. And we are putting together more and more things. Tuesday night at 8 o'clock Central. We don't have the information out yet as far as a shareable, but it's coming soon. Dr. Brett is going to be back. Does anybody want some more Dr. Brett? Dr. Brett, myself, Sean Craig Poe, my husband. We're going to come to you Tuesday. And that, I believe, is that the day that it's launched? That's Tuesday, right? Fully launched as far as customers and consultants. So we would love for you to come back. We would love for you to bring all your friends. We would love for you to bring all your family, all the people that come to your mind. Write their names down. Make sure that you are getting in touch with them. This is a mission, right, to impact the world in all the ways possible. Am I missing anything else right now, Brett? Sean, anybody? Okay. Well, Joanne Shear-Parkin is very excited to share with you all tomorrow night. Real quick, she started the dietitian program here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. She's been a dietitian, master nutritionist, all these things for 50 plus years. She is a pioneer. She knows all the good. She is just the cutest darn thing you've ever seen in your life. She's in her 70s, 70-some. She's a pickleball queen, and she makes science simple like Dr. Brett. And once again, LifeVantage attracts people that care, love, want to make a difference, but also people like Brett and Joanne, the medical professionals, because they can put their name behind what we have. The science is real. So bless you all. We love you to pieces. Thanks for taking all this time. Thanks for all the speakers. Thank you again to Dr. Brett, Sean for playing the videos and recording. We will get this recording out for you all. I've seen a lot of comments on that. It'll take a little bit because it takes time to process, but we will get that out to you. And we are so grateful for all of you. Bless you. Thank you. And have a beautiful rest of your day. Mwah. Bye, everybody.
Recording stopped.